Welcome back to Truth Be Told DC. I'm Officer Matthew to my right.
Officer Micah.
And to my left.
Officer Phineas.
Officer Mendel.
All praises. So today's topic is God selected your president. There's a lot of uproar going on about the president, people staging walkouts, protests. Anybody laying down in the street on this one?
Not yet.
Now, they're just holding up traffic. But before we get into the scriptures, make sure that you got your Bibles, your apocryphas, your pens, and notepad. Take notes. This is a very good topic today. There's a lot of confusion going on. Get that.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So the truth is that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are indeed the biblical Israelites. And what you're going to learn today is that these elections have nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. The Most High ordains the kings of the earth. So let's go ahead and get that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Hold on, what?
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
So Trump's mind is in the hand of the Lord. And what does he do?
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
So I know brothers and sisters up in arms that he got Steve Bannon as his chief advisor. Brothers and Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters getting upset that he might build a wall. All praises. So whatever he does is of the Most High. Don't get it twisted. You know, you thinking your vote count. No, the Most High selects the kings of the earth. Get that in Daniel chapter 2, verse 20.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. Mm-hmm. For wisdom and might are his.
For what?
For wisdom and might are his.
So the Most High knows what we needs, what leader needs to be in place in these last days to finish breaking our foot in our high pots. Keep going.
And he changeth the times and the seasons. Mm-hmm. He removeth kings.
He do what?
He removeth kings.
Obama's on his way out and Trump on his way in.
And setteth up kings.
Mm-hmm.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding.
There you go. So all that's done through the Most High. Now get that in Daniel 4 and 17, because people out here shook. And we're going to see why you need to be shook and why you need to be repenting, not believing in this system.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers,
the angels,
and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Hold on now. That Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
So he get the kingdom whosoever he will. But what about this last kingdom?
And setteth up over it the basest of men.
Hold on. Set up over the what?
The basest of men.
He's a billionaire, brother. He's a what?
The basest of men.
A base man. That's what the scriptures is telling you. Crystal clear. He not going to help you.
The Edomites are the basest people. We supposed to be ruling this whole planet, and we fighting over who going to rule over us.
Right. And then we going to get into, we going to further get into this lesson. We going to show you how sick our people are here in America. Go ahead and get that Deuteronomy.
Exodus.
Get that in Exodus. My fault. Get that in Exodus real quick.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 20. And Moses took his wife and his sons and set them upon an ass. And he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand.
Go to chapter 10, verse 1.
Chapter 10, verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart.
He did what?
I have hardened his heart.
It go back to what we read in Proverbs about the Most High. You know, changes the minds of the king however he chooses to do so. The example in Exodus is a perfect example of that, where he hardened Pharaoh's heart. Don't get done. Go keep going.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him.
So that was the whole point, because we gonna know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men when the Most High is showing his signs through these leaders.
Right.
And that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt.
Right, because the Most High going to get the glory, because those are the things he set up hard in Pharaoh's heart so he can destroy that man, so the Most High can get the glory from his people. So let's go ahead and get that in Deuteronomy.
And my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know that I am the Lord.
So that's the whole point, is to know the Most High reigns in all kingdoms on the earth, period.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, verse 30. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him. For the Lord thy God hardened his spirit.
He did what?
Hardened his spirit.
There you go. There's another example.
And made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand, as appeareth this day. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have begun to give Sihon and his land before thee.
So he did that to give his land over to the Israelites.
Begin to possess, that thou mayest inherit his land. Then Sihon came out against us, and all his people to fight at Jahaz. And the Lord our God delivered him before us.
Right.
And we smote him and his sons and all his people. And we took all his cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones. Of every city we left none to remain.
There you go. That was the whole point of it. He hardened his heart to send him out to battle, because it'd been a simple thing to let him pass on, but he hardened his heart to send him out to battle so we could take the land. That's in the scripture. Let's go ahead and get this CNN caught red-handed video.
Yeah. I want to touch on that a little bit.
As if CNN's reputation couldn't get any worse than it is right now, they have just been caught red-handed, staging, hoaxing, trying to direct the narrative of the Donald Trump protest. Watch this video that came out last night on CNN in Chicago.
This was a fair election because it looks like
they're supposedly grabbing a random guy to interview off the streets.
Hillary had more votes. More human
beings
beings voted for
overacting.
Hillary. This isn't fair. We didn't get one vote. You didn't get a vote. It's just like back in the day when your vote was 1/3.
Look at that fake anger. Look at him. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Count
You
the
can see.
votes. It's ridiculous. Hillary, you're a lawyer. Walk in. Go
totally
to the Supreme
overplaying
Court.
it, dude.
I believe in you, Hillary. I've been to Rwanda. I've been to your hospital in Rwanda. I've seen all the good you've done. I believe in you. Women need you. Minorities need you. I need you.
This is a random guy off the
Chicago
street.
needs you. We all need you. This country needs you to stand up and walk into the Supreme Court and say one vote.
The anchor's like, oh, fuck, man, you're overdoing it.
What's wrong with that? What's the debate?
He's like, I gotta go. You overdid it, Jim Bob.
The same way. At one point, you had people who were blocking this road. Chicago police moved in. Everything has remained peaceful. Like I said, as you see, thousands of people still continue to gather. But like you heard this man, very passionate about the idea. He doesn't want Hillary to stop.
Yeah, Ryan, you know I used to live there, and I know that guy. That's John Gurkovic. He actually went to Africa with me as a cameraman. But anyway, that's another story. All right, thank you, John. Thank you very much, Ryan. I want to get back to Jason. Jason, you've been covering the Trump team tonight.
He just said it to him. He's like, yeah, they remembered. That was a CNN cameraman. That man wasn't a random person that they picked off the street. He was the CNN cameraman there on the site. What probably happened is CNN's reputation is so bad. Even the protesters who are protesting Donald Trump now don't want to talk to them because they know that they're full of crap. So this poor news anchor is probably like, okay, Jim Bob, get away from...
So as you can see, the media plays a key role in getting people stoked up, like we had brought out in the episode. What was that? Black Lives Don't Matter?
Right.
Where George Soros is actually behind this also.
Right.
Bringing in these people on buses, and then they have the media stoking people up to cause a uprising or what you want to call it, martial law or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're trying to disrupt society, and you can tell that is so disingenuous that they got to get their own cameraman to pose as people on the street. I mean, this is the foolishness of this.
And then to think that our people actually trust these devils for news and
right.
think that is accurate.
Right. I had a brother come up to me asking about who Trump supported and this, that, and the third, straight off the news, man. Our people, that TV is frying our people's brains. But go ahead and get that in 1 Kings, because this the council right here.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, verse 19. And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
So he at the head table, he got angels on his right and angels on his left.
And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said, On this manner, and the other on that manner.
So they up there counseling how this thing gonna play out. Let's see.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him.
So let's see what kind of spirit this is.
And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit.
He would be what?
A lying spirit.
So that's letting you know the Most High controlling good and evil spirits, because lying is clearly an evil thing.
Right. It's unlawful.
in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
So what this is going into, this is showing the counsel of what we read in Proverbs 21:1. How the Most High turns the minds of the king whithersoever we will. But now we're getting behind the scenes look with that scripture on how these decisions go down. So all praises that the Most High unlocks this Bible to understand so we can see these things and we can see it playing out today. No matter who Donald Trump appoints is of the Lord. Believe that.
Hey, get that Amos 3. So the confused Christian won't be like, no, Most High God wouldn't do that.
Right.
He doesn't do evil.
Yeah, get that name. Was that 3 and 6?
Yeah, I think it is.
The book of
3 and 6.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Because the trumpet give the people warning. Just like the air raid sirens going off today. When you hear them air raid sirens going off, you think some nukes going to come.
Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?
Hold on, what?
Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?
So it's asking a rhetorical question. Any evil that go down in the city, the Most High was behind it. We already seen that. We just seen an example of some counsel going down between the Most High and the heavenly host deciding on how this thing going to play out.
Right.
So let's get that in 1 Samuel.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul. And an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
And a what?
And an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
What? It didn't come from the devil?
Right. Satan. You sure that wasn't Satan, brother? Lucifer. That's what they tell you in the church.
And Saul's servant said unto him, behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee.
And see, even the servants knew that where the spirits came from, because we had some sense back then. Today, not so much.
Let our Lord now command thy servants, which are before thee, to seek out a man who was a cunning player on a harp. And it shall come to pass, when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well.
So that's how he had to get that spirit up off of him. But we know Christ said you want to get them spirits, so you got to do praying and fasting, and most importantly, keeping these commandments. So what we going to First Chronicles? Okay.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 11. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness, and the power, and the glory, and the victory, and the majesty, for all that is in the heavens and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted as head above all.
There you go.
Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all.
Thou what?
Thou reignest over all.
So that it ain't Trump reigning over all.
And in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand is to make great, and to give strength unto all. First Chronicles chapter 25, verse 16. I'm sorry, Second Chronicles 25 and 16.
Yeah, so that's one thing. We got to be aware and mindful out here in these streets getting engaged in these false protests, because they not grassroots. They all orchestrate. There's an agenda behind it. They keep us at the bottom and in sin.
And distracted.
And distracted.
And it came to pass, as he talketh with him, that the king said unto him, art thou made of the king's counsel? Forbear. Why shouldest thou be smitten? Then the prophet forbare and said, I know that God hath determined to destroy thee, because thou hast done this, and hast not hearkened unto my counsel.
There you go. So that's letting you know the Most High is behind all these things. The destruction, setting up kings, taking kings down. It's all throughout the scriptures, and the scriptures are crystal clear on that matter.
So that thing with Trump is a selection by the Most High.
Right.
Yep.
Because Negroes too comfortable.
Yeah. They out there protesting and stuff like that. Y'all protesting against the Most High. He's reading that.
So I know a lot of people get confused out here in this election. They probably even more so confused. We just came across a comment saying we default support Trump. We don't support Trump. We support the Most High God. Meaning what we bringing out in the scriptures, your support is in vain, because the Most High God chooses. You need to choose to repent and keep the commandments and the faith of Christ. That's what you need to do. Don't get caught up in the affairs of this world. Right. That's what Paul was telling us in 2 Timothy.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 22, verse 6. Then he called for Solomon his son and charged him to build an house for the Lord of God of Israel. And David said to Solomon, my son, as for me, it was in my mind to build an house unto the name of the Lord my God.
Okay.
But the word of the Lord God came to me, saying, thou hast shed blood abundantly, and hast made great wars. Thou shalt not build an house unto my name.
Okay, so you see the Most High is even regulating the kings in Israel.
Right.
So we were talking about outside of Israel now, and this is going into Israel. Keep going.
Because thou hast shed much blood upon the earth in my sight. Behold, a son shall be born to thee, who shall be a man of rest. And I will give him rest from all his enemies round about. For his name shall be Solomon.
So that's showing you what? Solomon was selected to be king even before he was born.
Right. So by default, we support that decision too, because you always got somebody commenting on the videos with some foolish comment that don't know the scriptures.
All right, keep going.
And I will give peace and quietness unto Israel in his days.
So he even set the tone for the atmosphere that he was going to be reigning under. Keep going.
He shall build in a house for my name, and he shall be my son, and I will be his father. And I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever.
So that's showing you right there. The Most High controls everything. He controls the atmosphere that his kingdom was set up in, whether it was peaceful, whether it was war. Like I said, he made Solomon a king before he was born.
Right.
So that's telling you right there. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 10.
2 Chronicles chapter 10, verse 13. And the king answered them roughly, and King Rehoboam forsook the counsel of the old men.
Okay.
And answered them after the advice of the young men.
Okay, so he forsook the wise counsel. He went to the foolish counsel.
Saying, my father made your yoke heavy, but I will add thereto. My father chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
Okay, so a lot of us, when we read the scriptures, we say, why would he do that to his own brothers? You know what I mean? Like, why would he do that? We're going to get to the point why he did it right here. Keep going.
So the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was of God.
The cause was of who?
Was of God.
Okay.
That the Lord might perform his word.
Because this was already prophesied. So he did this act not on his own. The Most High put the Spirit on him to do this, to cause this split in Israel. Keep going.
Which he spake by the hand of Ahijah, the Shilonite, to Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
So this is showing you what? We keep on a common theme right here. The Most High controls everything. The presidents, the kings. He's the ones that regulating who gets in charge, who gets put down. All that's his call. Even
like you said, the terms and conditions. Who you think going to establish the throne of Christ?
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 28. And all this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of Babylon, in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom? But
Go ahead.
By the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty.
Okay, so Nebuchadnezzar, he gets out there and he's boasting about all what he did.
Right.
Now, we just read several scriptures here that says the Most High is setting everything up. But this clown don't believe that, so we're going to keep going.
While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee.
So the Most High is like, you ain't got the kingdom no more. You think you did this on your own? I'm snatching this kingdom from you.
Right, fired them on the spot.
Literally.
Yeah.
And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Wow. You see that? He said the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
And that's heathens. And that's the heathens.
Right. That's what we read, and it read that early in Daniel, chapter 2.
Yeah, keep going.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
Wow. You see that? This is the Most High is giving out who he want to be president, who he don't want to be president.
Yep.
That's on the Most High.
That's the Most High's business.
Yep.
And believe me, you ain't got no say in that.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men and did eat grass as oxen.
So he ain't have a transition team like they talking about on the news. That thing was instant.
Yeah.
He got him up out the way.
Yeah. Keep going.
And his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till the hairs were grown like eagle's feathers.
Wow.
And his nails like birds' claws.
Dang.
And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me.
Man, he got some sense in his head now after he got jacked up.
Mm-hmm. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation.
So now he recognizing now where the true power is.
Right, and you know what's crazy? What Nebuchadnezzar did when he realized that he got that affliction, he humbled down. That's what the Most High is calling us to do. To recognize, through the affliction, to recognize and give reverence to the Most High and repent.
Yep.
And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven.
So the Most High do what he want to do. He don't care about your voting, you going out and standing in line and
holding up
traffic on the street and holding up traffic and all that foolishness.
And among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, or say unto him, what doest thou?
So meaning you can't question the Most High. If the Most High say Trump is the president, then shut up and take it.
That's it.
That's what it's saying right there.
At the same time, my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me. And my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways are judgment. And those that walk in pride, he is able to abase.
Meaning that just like he was running his mouth talking about all he did,
right,
he could put you right down to the ground. The Most High would do that if you got that pride on you, talking about what you done did.
And that's why I say pride go before destruction or the fall.
Jeremiah chapter 27, verse 4. And command them to say unto the masters, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, thus shall you say unto your masters, I have made the earth, the man and the beast are upon the ground. By my great power and by my outstretched arm have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me.
So the Most High said he going to get a power to whom it seems right to him. He going to make the decision. So y'all standing in line for hours voting, talking about y'all want Hillary Clinton in there. And, you know, that's what most people is upset about. Right. They want a Hillary in there. We're going to touch on her later because that's a wicked woman. We ain't saying Trump is good, but this lady in particular has really damaged the black community.
And we're going to show the mental sickness and the mass Stockholm syndrome with the Negro.
Exactly. Go to Isaiah. Let's get that.
You want me to finish?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Finish that on.
And now have I given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. And
he's the Most High servant. Go ahead.
And the beasts of the field have I given him also to serve him.
Man, wow. he even elected the animals to serve Nebuchadnezzar.
That's showing you right there who the power is. Straight out. All right, what we got
The
now?
book of Isaiah 7.
Isaiah 7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 5. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remelah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, let us go up against Judah and vex it.
Okay, so you see these, they want to take up arms against Judah. Keep going.
And let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabiel.
Okay, keep going.
Thus saith the Lord, the Lord God, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass.
So this is showing you they got grand plans of what they want to do. They want to set up a king. The Most High said, like they do in craps, no dice.
Right.
He gated that joker.
Straight up. Give me
Straight
that.
up.
He said,
Give me those.
Coming to pass. He said,
so now, we're gonna touch on because most Negroes think that Hillary's gonna save them.
Right.
You know, like I said, we're not advocating for Trump, but like we've been reading, the Most High know what he's doing. He know who to put in charge and who not to put in charge of us. So let's play this video. Let's see how Hillary did our brothers down in Haiti.
Right.
This is Luke Radowski of WeAreChange.org here in Philadelphia at a protest against Hillary Rodham Clinton. As you can see, there's a large number of people from the Haitian community who are pissed off at Hillary Rodham Clinton. If you don't understand geopolitics, this is the video for you. We're going to explain everything that you need to know about what Hillary Clinton and the Clinton family did to Haiti. I'm here joined by Joseph. Joseph, can you explain to us why is the Haitian community mad at Hillary Clinton?
Well, we have every reason to be mad because the Clintons have destroyed Haiti for the decades. And, you know, they pretend to be our friends when in reality they are our number one enemies. You know, there are some other people who clearly behave like they don't like us. So it's easy for us to protect ourselves against them because we know they are our enemies. But the Clintons are even more dangerous because they pretend to be our friends when in reality they're destroying Haiti.
Because I heard that the Clinton Foundation and all these other organizations gave over $6 billion to Haiti for the relief effort, especially during the kind of natural disasters that you guys have gone through. Is that true?
No, it's more than true. The money is dollars. The amount was much larger than $6 billion. And Bill Clinton was in charge of the money. And not only people around the world, but also American celebrities donate a lot of larger money to rebuild Haiti. And hundreds of homes were destroyed after the earthquake. And if you can believe, the people are still living under tents. That's unacceptable. And not only they held the money, they kept the money, but Haiti had enough resources for them to be very comfortable. Haiti have oil, more oil than Venezuela. Nobody's talking about. Haiti have gold. We have one of the largest gold mine in the Caribbean. So, and they let the world, nobody's saying anything about our goals. Yeah. And who do you think is in charge of our goal right now? The contract. Yeah. Tony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother. Wow. He's got a 26 years contract. And then also Haiti used to produce, we used to produce our own rice. We didn't have to buy rice overseas. Bill Clinton destroyed our rice so his brother can sell the rice from Arkansas. Yeah, wow. So they're doing a lot of things. Right now, if there's a millionaire or a billionaire who wants to do business in Haiti, they cannot do anything unless they check with the Clintons. The Clintons are the one who's running Haiti. Yeah, wow. And we are living in the 21st century. We are the first black people who liberate ourselves from the French rule. We fought 3 empires, the British, the Spanish, the French. So it's unacceptable for us to be occupied right now. They dropping disease in Haiti. They stealing our money. They stealing our resources. So we are out here. We are outraged for the crimes of the Clintons. Hillary Clinton have too much criminal records. She have no business running for president, especially for the news that came out in the email. Find out that the DMC made all these tricks in order to favor Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, they rigged the system. Yeah. But my question is, when it comes to Hillary Clinton's brother, how was he able to get that contract? How were the Clintons allowed to have such control of Haiti?
It's a family affair. Bill Clinton, the United Nations named him the chief guy who was in charge of rebuilding Haiti. And then while Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, so it's a family thing. Chelsea Clinton, all the Clinton Foundation, they're just stealing money. And most of the money, I can tell you right now, I know they have a lot of speech for money around the world and for Wall Street, but most of the money they have right now is from Haiti, from the Haitians. And when they're letting the world know we are poor, let me give you one simple example. If you are super rich, and then I would go and tell the whole world that you are poor for years, for decades, and then everybody believes you're poor, and then I would come out and steal your money. And then you go and let everybody know I stole your money. They're going to think you crazy. Because everybody knows, the world knows Haiti is the poorest country when we are not. We are rich. Haiti used to call the island of Pearl. Haiti is still rich. So there are Haitian lawyers, Haitian doctors everywhere they are millionaires who wants to go and spend their money in Haiti. But the United States government, not only they stealing our resources, our money, they create kidnapping. Now we are even afraid to go to Haiti. You cannot walk in the streets in Haiti. And then what the Clintons, they own the hotel, they go everywhere, they do whatever they want. This is unacceptable. I myself, I'm ready to die. I want the whole world to know who the Clintons are. This have to stop. This have to stop. It's time for us to stand up. We cannot take this any longer.
Amazing information. Where can people find out more about the resources of how the Clintons ultimately now control Haiti? Is there a website? Is there any other information that you want to share?
I can't even wait to get on the mic. So the man just said that they run Haiti. So just imagine if she was running the United States.
That's what the Negro want. That's exactly what our people want. Our people sick in the head, man. They done stole billions of dollars. They used to sell rice. Now they got to buy rice from Bill Clinton's brother, man. Our people just foolish, man. That just pissed me off, man. Get that, man.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
The what?
The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
And she's a liberal. She's extremely vile. Keep reading.
Nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Because she's a base person.
For the vile person will speak villainy. And his heart will work iniquity.
And her heart will work what?
Will work iniquity.
That's all kinds of sin right there. Keep going.
To practice hypocrisy.
She do what?
To practice hypocrisy.
So she down there saying she helping the Haitians, but she's stealing from the Haitians. And that's what our people want. Because our people just are foolish people. Keep going.
And to utter error against the Lord.
Because she speak all kinds of blasphemy against the Most High. She won't even say people's families in our prayers when somebody gets shot in the thing. She don't ever even mention the word prayer. Keep going.
To make empty the soul of the hungry.
Because that's what she doing down there, literally and figuratively down there in Haiti. They got hope is getting dashed. They don't even have food because they got the food market on lock.
And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
And that's what the Bible is telling you. Y'all brothers and sisters out here thirsty for change, thinking she was going to do something, you would have failed and failed miserably.
That's why the Most High gave you Trump.
Right.
Because he already knew what that demon was going to do.
Right. And we're going to roll some more footage about y'all Savior. And Negroes out there, I went to work the next day. I mean, you thought it was a mass funeral taking place.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters all sad, sisters crying. Don't have any idea how evil this woman is, man.
Where we go?
Nah, we're gonna go ahead. Let's go to Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 38, verse 1. In those days Hezekiah sick unto death, and Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came unto him, and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live.
Wow, that's some heavy news right there, man. Brother, come drop something on you like that.
Get in order.
Yeah, he just said, get your stuff in order, man. You out of here.
Then Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed unto the Lord, and said, Remember now, O Lord, I beseech thee, how I have walked before thee in truth and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore.
Okay.
Then came the word of the Lord to Isaiah, saying, Go and say to Hezekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer.
He said he heard his prayers. Why did he hear his prayers? Because he was keeping the law. Keep going.
I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will add unto thy days 15 years.
So he gave my man more time. He had mercy on him.
And I will deliver thee and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria.
You see that what the Most High did? He going to deliver him out of the king's hand of Assyria. So that's showing you right there. The king don't have the power. The Most High got the power. Right. Keep going.
Right. And I will defend this city.
Hold on, who?
And I will defend this city.
The Most High is going to defend Jerusalem.
And this shall be a sign unto thee from the Lord, that the Lord will do this thing that he hath spoken.
So the Most High is in control, as we proven again. Keep going.
Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees, which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backward. So the sun returneth 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down.
Okay. Was that it? Was that all I wanted?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's it. All right, let's go on to the next one.
The book of Ezra, chapter 7, verse 27. Blessed be the Lord God of our fathers, which hath put such a thing as this in the king's heart.
He did what? He put what?
Which hath put such a thing as this in the king's heart.
All right, keep reading.
To beautify the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem.
So he let him go back and build a temple. So that's the Most High to put the Spirit on the king to allow him to do that.
And hath extended mercy unto me before the king, and his counselors, and before all the king's mighty princes. And I was strengthened as the hand of the Lord. My God was upon me, and I gathered together out of Israel chief men to go up with me.
So the Most High was dealing with him, and that's what allowed him to have the temple resurrected again. So that's showing you that the Most High is the one that calls the shots. Y'all down there in them voting booths, y'all ain't doing nothing but wasting your time.
Right.
Yep.
Voting for two devils.
Exactly.
Well, we supposed to be ruling over both of them devils.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 27. For of a truth against thy holy child Jesus, whom thou hast anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate with the Gentiles and the people of Israel were gathered together.
Okay.
For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Lord, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness they may speak thy word, by stretching forth thine hand to heal, and the signs and wonders may be done by the name of thy holy child, Jesus.
Okay, so we see that the Most High is dealing in this. He's dealing in everything.
Right, and that's the whole point of today's show, so you all can realize, so you can put your faith in the Most High, not in the presidential election, because a lot of our people were just very distraught about the results of the election.
Right.
But that's vain for you. You got to put your hope in the Most High.
Exactly. So let's go to let's jump to
John.
John.
The book of John, chapter 19, verse 10. Then saith Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have the power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee?
So he think he got the power.
Right.
Jesus answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
So Christ know where the power come from. He said, you don't have any power unless God give it to you.
Right.
Therefore, he that delivereth me unto thee hath the greater sin.
Christ letting them know what time it is, man. Putting a word on them. All right, let's go ahead. What we got next? Jeremiah 17:4. So the Most High is the one that called the shots.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So he's telling Jeremiah he's going to discontinue from his heritage and he's going to have to serve his enemies. So that's letting you know everything that happens to us is in the Most High's control. You don't have no control over what happens to you. And Jeremiah was a righteous man.
Right. And what you should get out of this only control that you have is keeping the commandments and the faith of Christ. That's it.
And that's how you're going to gain favor, because Jeremiah had quite a bit of that.
Right.
But we're going to go to another video because like we were bringing out before, most of our people was upset because Hillary's not ruling over them.
Right.
So we're going to bring out another video of their savior. Instead of looking to the Most High, they're looking at Hillary.
Right.
And this one is called Hillary Clinton Praises Planned Parenthood.
The real Ku Klux Klan member, Hillary Clinton.
Now, one of the very important strands of modern progressivism, the idea of eugenics. Who is the figure that comes to mind who embodies this?
I mean, the obvious answer to the question is Margaret Sanger.
Thank you for coming. I'm Margaret Sanger.
Margaret Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood.
Hello.
In the mid-1920s, Margaret Sanger spoke to a group that came to hear her in full regalia.
Eugenics means the release and cultivation of the better racial elements in our society, and the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extirpation of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. the most merciful thing that a large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it.
By Sanger's time, techniques of racial elimination like lynching had become taboo within the Democratic Party. And so Sanger pioneered a different approach to bring about a similar result.
How would you describe Margaret Sanger's so-called Negro Project?
The Negro Project was to bring these birth control and other eugenic measures into the black community. She hired black ministers expressly to sell the idea.
We don't want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members.
Surely today's Democratic Party leaders would repudiate Margaret Sanger.
I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. I am really in awe of her. And there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from her life and from the cause she launched and fought for and sacrificed so greatly.
Good afternoon, this is Autumn.
Hello, Autumn. I'm interested in making a donation today.
Fantastic.
What about abortions for the underprivileged minority groups? Would that be possible? Like the black community, for example?
Certainly.
It is unfortunate that Planned Parenthood has been the object of such a concerted attack.
What would you expect for intact tissue? What sort of compensation? What would make you happy? What would work for you?
I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
So I really face trouble with affirmative action, and I don't want my kids being disadvantaged, against black kids. I just had a baby. I want to put it in his name, and we just think, the less black kids out there, the better.
Understandable.
So I'm hoping that this situation will not further undermine the very important services that Planned Parenthood provides.
Hello, this is Sue. May I help you?
Hi, Sue. I'm interested in making a donation. Could I specify that abortion be done, or those abortions be done for?
Unbelievable. Over the top. And that's what the Negro was lined up to vote for. Her vision, Margaret Sanger's vision, was to exterminate the Negro.
Some of them Negroes, as dumb as they are, need to be exterminated. I shouldn't say that,
but I mean, you sitting in there, and the reason why he's saying
crazy.
it because we've known people personally that we showed them video clips to, and they still support them, man. Like that shows that our people are sick, man.
It's crazy,
and it's sad. Like that right there just infuriates me, bro.
And the video even said that she actually used the black pastors,
right,
that taught false lies to keep the people under subjection,
right,
and to participate in it.
And the people that turned down the video that said that footage wasn't real and didn't care about it, sitting up in churches on Sunday. So that shows you the effectiveness of the mind control that she implemented through the black pastor to keep you dumb and docile.
And you know what? Because that's nothing new. Because remember, they did the same thing in that
with Pharaoh
in the Birth of a Nation.
Oh yeah, that as well. And it's also the same thing with Pharaoh as well. It's the same program.
Let's continue. Let's get 2nd Ezra 2 and 7.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 7. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen.
Okay, so the Most High is letting you know that the Israelites will be scattered abroad amongst all the heathens. Read on.
Let their names be put out of the earth.
See that? It said, let their name be put out of the earth. The Israelites. That's the precept. That precept goes to Psalms 83. Where there was one counsel to remove the name of Israel. Read on.
For they have despised my covenant.
Because we broke God's laws. Read on. That's it on that?
That's it. That's it.
All right, let's get Deuteronomy 32 and 26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26. I said I would scatter them into corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease.
It's saying the same thing.
To cease from among men.
Because you don't know yourself as an Israelite. You call yourself African American, Black, Hispanic, Native American, Democrats, Baptists,
AME,
more.
Yeah, this is what you call yourself. You don't call yourself what you are born, your true heritage.
Right.
Yeah, if they knew there was Israelites, they wouldn't be down there voting.
Right.
That's the whole point of the lesson.
There you go. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the Most High is letting you know, if you listen to me, read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
See, that is a two-part. It's to observe, to learn them, and to do. That's an action. Read on.
Right. Which I command thee this day. Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So hold on. That right there is letting you know that if we would have kept God's laws, we would be above all nations above the earth. So that lets you know right there that the Most High has chosen one particular people, not everybody.
That means we wouldn't be standing online to vote for a heathen to
Exactly.
rule over us.
That's right.
Jump to verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28.
But this is what happened to our people.
This is what we voted for.
Exactly.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
which we didn't do,
to observe to do all his commandments,
which we don't do,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So because we didn't want to keep God's laws, we wanted to be like the heathens. We wanted to seek after them. We wanted their kings to rule over us.
Right.
So the Most High said, okay, you want to do that? Here's your payment. Curses. Curses put upon you. Let's get some of those. 43.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get...
So this is the stranger, the other nations that was amongst us when we came out of Egypt. Read on.
Shall get up above thee very high.
So now when we was during that time, when we was coming out of Egypt, these strangers or other nations were our servants.
Right.
And it's saying these servants amongst you, these strangers amongst you, they're going to get above you very high. So Moses is bringing this prophecy to us. This is one of the curses. Read on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
They will be at the top of society. We'll be at the bottom.
Right. As a result, we'll be in the booth voting for Hillary Clinton. That
Right.
wants to exterminate us. That's a low state.
Voting for another oppressor.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Because to get a house, a car, whatever, we got to go to their establishment and get a loan. We don't loan them nothing because we at the bottom of society. That right there, it's been fulfilled because we didn't keep God's laws. Jump to verse. Was that it on that?
Nah, he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
There it is again, saying the same thing. He should be the head of society. We're at the bottom. Now jump to verse 43.
43 again?
Actually, no.
Yeah, just got that. We're going to Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 10 and 7.
Yeah, that video footage is something else, man. I hope you brothers and sisters looking online pay close attention to that and realize that trusting in your oppressor is not the way to go. We got to put our faith in the Most High.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
So it's this right here is saying, I have seen servants upon horses, meaning they are in power. It's the same thing as it said earlier in Deuteronomy, that the servants will be above us, very high. That's why I said I have seen servants upon horses, meaning the servants are now in power. Read on. And the princes?
And the princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Because we are the princes, but we are their servants. We're at the bottom of society. Get 2 Ezra 6 and 57 as a precept to this. 2 Ezra 6 and 57.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing,
say it, there it is again. Read on.
Have begun to be lords over us.
Saying the same thing. Read on.
And do devour us.
Which is oppress us. Now let's get the next verse. Matter of fact,
the video.
Yeah, get that video.
Yeah, get the video. Real quick.
Y'all, Y'all thought the last clip was bad. Get that one.
Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta, attends weird occult dinner parties where blood, semen and breast milk are used in ritualistic ceremonies. No, this isn't a fake news story, it's absolutely real. And there you were thinking Podesta's UFO obsession was his weirdest hobby. In an email dated June 28, 2015, performance artist Maria Abramovich wrote to Podesta's brother Tony and said, "I'm so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you will be able to let me know if your brother is joining?" Tony Podesta then forwarded the email to John Podesta, asking him, "Are you in NYC Thursday, July the 9th? Marina wants you to come to dinner." Here's Marina inviting Podesta directly. So what is spirit cooking? It's basically a Wiccan ceremony where blood is used to create some form of art as a sacrament to occult beliefs. This video shows Abramovich mixing together thickly congealed blood as the recipe for the painting, which is comprised of the words, "With a sharp knife cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand, eat the pain." Spirit cooking is also an occult practice used during sex cult rituals, as explained in the book Spirit Cooking with Essential Aphrodisiac Recipes. According to Maria Abramovich, if the ritual is performed in an art gallery, it's merely art. But if the ritual is performed privately, as it was with the Podestas, then it represents an intimate spiritual ceremony. Here's Abramovich posing with a goat's head dripping in blood, a representation of the occult symbol Baphomet, which is used by numerous secret societies like Freemasonry and the Knights Templar. Here she is at a spirit cooking event with Lady Gaga, eating something with a spoon that's smeared all over the body of a mock corpse. Here she is with a pentagram carved into her stomach. But townhall.com says that all this is perfectly normal and we just all need to calm down. So how is Hillary tied to all this insane weirdness? Well, for one, Podesta is her campaign chairman and they move in the same circles. Maria Abramovich was invited to Hillary's campaign launch, and Hillary herself is also known to be into bizarre paranormal practices. Clinton used to hold seances in the White House to try and contact dead people like Eleanor Roosevelt and Mahatma Gandhi. Bill Clinton's book also talks about how him and Hillary used to participate in voodoo rituals in Haiti. Hillary's mentor is Saul Alinsky, who in his book Rules for Radicals praises Lucifer. Should it really surprise us that FBI agent
the madness of these heathens
and the madness of our people?
Yeah. They wanted to rule over.
They literally want Satan ruling over them. Yeah. That's just a sick people, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, get Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So this is the Most High letting us know that we are holy people unto him. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So he's chosen us. That's the elect. Read on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he's choosing one people above all other people on the face of the earth. This is right out. This is not an interpretation. This is direct. This is the clear,
straight up.
Right. And why would you be you voting for the basis of the basis? Like, you're supposed to be above all nations, and we've been reduced to voting for a buffoon and a Satan worshiper. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Give me Psalms 50 and 21 real quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
So right now the Most High is saying these things, meaning the heathens, they have done unto the Israelites, and he's kept silence. Read on.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
So he kept silent for so long that the heathens said, man, he one of us. He was definitely one of us. Yeah.
But I will reprove thee.
The Most High said, I'm going to correct you.
And set them in order before thine eyes.
And he's going to set the Israelites in order before their eyes. They will be a witness unto the re-rising of Israel. Then let's get Deuteronomy 26 and 18.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, verse 18. And the Lord have avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people.
It is again. He's saying, I have avouched thee to be my special people. Read on.
As he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments.
So that he's promised our forefathers and we should keep his commandments because we're supposed to keep it.
Right.
You don't have a choice in this. It's either repent or die. That's your two choices. Read on.
And to make thee high above all nations which he hath made.
And that was the purpose. That's why it says, and make thee high above all nations, which he hath made.
In praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayst be an holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he has spoken.
And that's why we get so upset, because we see where we supposed to be and what we've been reduced to.
Right.
And the mindset of our people, man. That's why I say oppression maketh a wise man mad.
And in order for us to get this, we have to walk in his ways. That's the verse. That's verse 17 above it. We got to keep the commandments.
Get the next one.
Yeah, so get this Hosea 1. This is what all this affliction is coming to right here, because this is what you got to do.
1 and 10.
That's what Nebuchadnezzar had to do. He had to humble down. We got to do the same thing. And it's only going to take one way to get us to humble down.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people,
which is here, because we know as African
Negroes,
Hispanics, Native Americans. None of these names are in the Bible. Read on.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
Which is happening today.
Right.
It's being revealed.
Go ahead.
Then shall the children of Israel, of Judah, and the children of Israel be gathered together and appointed themselves one head.
That one head is Christ.
And it's not going to be Trump or Clinton.
Yeah, exactly.
Read on.
And shall come out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jerusalem.
Of Jezreel.
Of Jezreel.
So that's the deliverance right there. That's going to be our kingdom. That's what the whole point of this is.
Yep.
And through you keeping the commandments and the faith of Christ, you putting your vote in to bring in the kingdom of Christ. Believe that. That's the only vote we need to be putting in, is keeping the commandments and the faith of Christ.
Exactly.
And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Most High Christ bless.
Christ bless.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.